Hey there, toy collector friends and Batman fans alike. Welcome back to the channel. I'm the Triple TC, that's the time-travelling toy collector, and today we are looking at the Batboat as it appeared in Batman Forever, part of the Batman Automobilia collection, originally released by Hero Collector and Eaglemoss a few years ago. This is a really lovely entry into the series. Now, some of you who followed my Batman Automobilia collection playlist will be very aware that I am a huge fan of the variety and the range of various different bat vehicles and bat adjacent vehicles. And I think whilst of course there is something inherently wonderful and lovely about the majority of the Batmobiles, I also have a real love of the non-Batmobile bat vehicles. And I think because I always remember getting the original Batboat from the the Batboat toy from the 1960s TV series in the set with the Batmobile. It was cheap by today's standards in terms of construction, because and the coloration was wrong, etc. But it was a lovely little toy and I loved it. And I've always loved those sort of things that aren't the Batmobile but are Batmobile adjacent. And this is one of those. This is the Batboat as it appeared in Batman Forever. So it's another big screen entry for a Batboat. But this one is from the film Batman Forever with Val Kilmer. We can also see on the lenticular there, there's also what looks like a Batwing in play as well. This is, again, it's a beautiful addition to the set, and I'm going to take the case top off in a second so we can get up close and personal with it. But I'm just going to sort of giving you as much as I can, a sort of 360 of it all. But it's just so lovely. It's so well designed, and it has some. What I like about this in particular is it has some really interesting extended detailing that you don't always get with some of these models. So first things first, let's crack it out of the case, and I will put the big case down over there, and we'll have a quick look at the lenticular backdrop. Now, as ever, the lenticular backdrop is designed, you can see that way, with overlaid segments of the picture to give it that sort of 3D effect, and in some cases a sense of motion. But you can see where those sort of water bomb explosions are kicking off there. Again, this one isn't particularly effective, I don't think. There is an element of movement and an element of depth of vision with it, but it's not the best one we've ever seen. But it's, it does the job that it is there to do. The main attraction, of course, is the Batboat. As ever, these are screwed into place, so they are not designed for running about and playing with. And again, it's a very simple design. It's a very sleek design, a very large Batwing there protruding off the back, so as a presumably some sort of fin to support aerodynamic speed and so on and so forth. Looking down the length of the ship, you can see that nose cone just screams battering ram to me. I don't know about you. There's some lovely detailing there on the front element of the boat. But I really love, I don't know how well you can see it, this beautiful blue detailing that seems to be the interior of the boat, which, if I remember rightly, was sort of neon lit in the film itself. And that plays across this side and also across this side, so you can see both sides of the boat there. And there's some lovely interior detailing on that blue stuff. You can see circuits and connecting material all through there, and it's really very good. Then we have the traditional super thruster at the back. So whether it's a Batmobile or a Batboat, there does tend to be some sort of mega thrust at the back. So here's the one for this Batboat. And then something I really like about this design, well, not just the design. I mean, the design you can see there from the top, that blue works across both sides, and we have this wonderful water water-like base upon which it stands, but is the interior of the cockpit. I'm going to try and just zoom in a bit there so it's easier for us to see. But there's the chair. I hope you can see this okay in this lighting. There's the chair there. There's the steering wheel. And then we also have quite the array of interior computer screens. There's computer screens, there's some more silver detailing there. I hope you can see all of this. There's more computer screens there, buttons, controls, that bat chair for the driving thereof, and the dashboard. There's not a lot of detail on the dashboard, so I can't really even pick that out for you because it's not really there. But you can see the level of detailing either side of the chair there for Batman when he is piloting it, to have access to all that really vital bat information. And I just think it's such a lovely attention to detail, which goes to show that when they really tried, Hero Collector and Eaglemoss, they could produce some really great small scale detailed models with effective paint applications, effective scaling, no sort of mold issues, no paint app misalignment, none of that. It just works. And I think when they do that and it just works, it really is spectacular, you know. And I think that this is a prime example of that. It's not a gigantic model, it's just a regular edition as part of the Automobilia range, but even from this angle you can see the detailing in that cockpit there, you see. And I think that's just lovely, and the detailing on the blue inlay on that aspect of the boat. So the reason I mention that is just because many people who've collected Hero Collector and Eaglemoss stuff in the past will undoubtedly be familiar with the fact that some of the stuff that they produce has historically been known a little to have some QC issues, some quality control issues, where perhaps certain features and factors haven't been fully picked up by the quality control team before releasing a product into the wild. And I think that is such a shame, when they are clearly capable of doing some really great stuff. I mean, even down to the clear plastic cockpit visor. I'm not calling it a cockpit. I don't know whether we think it's a cockpit or not. But even down to having that there translucently, it's just a really nicely designed, nicely realised, and then nicely presented model. And I think if there'd just been a bit more of that with some of their other projects, Star Trek Starships, I'm looking at you, then, you know, I wonder whether we'd be where we are now, because I think there may have been just a bigger uptake of some of their product ranges. I'm all for diversifying product ranges, but please do them well, and please make them worth the money. I think there's very few issues in the Batman Automobilia collection that aren't value for money. You know, even though the scales can vary with some of the detailing and other aspects, I think they're all pretty much on the money. Anyway, have you collected the Batman Automobilia collection? Is there anything in the Automobilia collection that you would like me to do a focus on that maybe I haven't done yet? I do have the entire range that was issued, so I can always dig one out and change my planned filming order to meet the needs and interests of those watching. What do you think of this Batboat? What do you think of the design of the Batboat? What's your favourite Batboat in the history of Batman media? And was it indeed represented as part of the Batman Automobilia collection? Maybe I can dig it out. I don't think they did that many, actually, boats from memory. But there are a few other strange and slightly unexpected vehicles in there. So I'll be getting round to those in due course, rather, or in the fullness of time, whichever one of those you prefer me to have said. Let's pretend I said them both. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up now. Thank you for spending the last 10 minutes or so with me. I've been the Triple TC. That is the Time Travelling Toy Collector. You have been a wonderful audience, and I'm very grateful for you sharing your time with me. If you could like the video, that would be great. If you could also drop a totally free subscription to the channel, totally no obligation. You don't have to watch all of the content, just the stuff that appeals to you. That would be marvellous. As I say, there's no cost, but it really, really helps a small channel like this one. Not least tackle the algorithm, but it also helps me meet my next subscriber milestone, which I sort of set myself to keep myself moving and motivated. And we are edging slightly slower than I'd like, but we are edging towards it. So your subscription today could make that difference. Thanks again for spending the time with me. This has been the Batman Batboat from Batman Forever, the motion picture. As represented through the Eaglemoss Hero Collector Batman Automobilia collection. I very much look forward to seeing you very, very soon. In the meantime, a thing of beauty really is a toy forever. Bye-bye for now.